Welcome to the Weekly Pistol Podcast. At the end of this hour, we want you better than when we started.
All right, what's good? What's good? Veronica's back, and she comes back with a W for the Cardinals. And you know what that means, Tony?
Hell froze over?
Well, kind of.
Rude.
Or they were playing a Trevor Brown High School here in Arizona. That's how they won.
No,
had a great game.
almost as bad. They played the worst team in the league.
Oh, they're not the worst team in the league.
Well, they're 4-0. Now they're 5-0.
A W's a W.
Okay, so here's the deal. Tony and I were talking. I think you played sports when you were younger, right, Mike?
Wrestling.
Yeah. So I played baseball. There's superstition when people win. Your team won. So that means, by superstition, you have to wear the same clothes next Sunday that you're wearing today.
And you
For the rest
can't
of the
wash
season.
them.
You can't wash them.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah, you can't wash them.
You got a long season ahead of you.
Yeah. Why not? Or, yeah.
Y'all have a long season ahead of
Yeah,
you.
yeah. We're not worried about the Cardinals. I'm thinking you'll wash them on Sunday.
Yeah.
Next week.
So, yeah, same
Sunday
clothes.
you'll be smelling
Next,
just like
yeah,
bounce.
you'll look exactly the same. Everything
Alright.
stays. Socks, chonies, everything. You don't wash nothing. You're
No
lucky you're
way,
not.
dude.
You're
That's
not
probably
lucky you're
not
not
gonna
wearing a hat, because that wouldn't get washed either. Okay, so this week, and before we start, I gotta say, look, if you're following us on YouTube, I know you are. Hit the subscribe button.
Just
hit the
do it.
bell. You give us support. You're spreading awareness, and it makes Veronica smile. and
And if you have to create a fake account to do so, go ahead.
yeah, we don't care if you.
How do you
use
do
whatever
that?
it is.
I
Type
don't
in the
even know.
fake name.
Create a different email address. I don't even know.
Whatever you need to
Yeah.
do, just hit the subscribe
I mean,
button.
everybody's got like 6 emails anyway.
Yeah, they
so.
forgot all that shit. So this week, Tony, you had asked about doing a segment on a life in the week of us.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah?
Just kind of going through everyday life and like the roller coaster that we experience on a weekly.
Yeah,
you know?
my roller coaster kills motherfuckers. Like, I don't...
Exactly.
You don't want to get on my roller coaster.
It's a fucking horror
I don't even want to
show,
be on
right?
my roller coaster sometimes. It does loops and sideways and shit it shouldn't be doing. So, being that you... And before we get started, I got to send a shout out to a couple of the followers that we have. The homie, Mr. Smith, out there in Instagram world. I'll put it up in the camera here.
Pow.
Boom. Look at that.
Pow,
And I'll
pow.
put it in this one over
pow,
here.
pow.
So the homie, if you follow him on Instagram, he is... you got it up there, Mark?
Wait,
Yeah.
how do we get our own one of those?
Well, that's what I'm about to tell you. So go to at Misfit
was getting there.
Laser Co. On Instagram.
Slow-
And
slow
that's how
that-
you say it, right?
Slow that down. Say it again.
At Instagram.
At Misfit Laser Co.
Okay.
All right, and I'll post a link on there. Just
Will you?
yeah,
All
I'll
right.
try.
All right.
I'm still working on it, but
he promises.
send a shout out to Mr. Smith because he hooked us up with that one. And I don't. When I say hook up, I had to pay for it. Okay, so you fuckers don't get no discounts, none of that shit. I don't want him calling and telling me I'm making false promises. So you got to pay for the shit.
Promo code back to blue. I'm just joking. It doesn't fucking exist. It doesn't exist.
So Tony, you came up with the topic. Why don't you start and go through a week? And what are we doing? Sunday to Sunday, Monday through Friday?
Let's just do like a work week. You know,
Oh.
like how do you handle everyday stressors?
I drink heavily. I used to.
Well, we'll get to that. Yeah, no. So okay, well, basically, this past week we could just do it like that. You know, just kind of review what the fuck we did last week. You know?
Right on.
So this last week was a perfect example of what PTSD truly is. I had a great day on Monday. I went to work, made it on time like always, 6:30, blah blah blah. Had a good day, saw all my patients, got everything figured out. Had actually a couple good feel good, moments throughout my day. And then when I got home, all of a sudden, boom, just the depression fucking sinks in.
All right.
So,
Well, but before you get into the depression,
yeah.
talk about the feel good moments.
So yeah,
How'd you
no.
wake up that day?
Woke up with. That's actually a great question because I remember specifically waking up on a Monday and feeling, like, wow, I'm gonna fucking do this today. Like I'm motivated. I'm gonna fucking get through this. So yeah, I mean, I had someone actually come into me and say that they were feeling good. You know, they had high triglyceride levels, all this stuff. It's been lowered because of the stuff that I've been talking to them about. I had another guy come in and basically was like, hey man, you know, everything that you're doing for all of us is just very appreciated.
Can you
know?
recap real fast for everybody what you do?
Yeah. Oh,
For
so
the-
I'm a fitness and nutrition specialist
Thanks.
at a medical practice that serves firefighters, police, and ex-military or active military.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a good, you know, it's a very feel-good position to be in, you know. But then you get home and you're hit with, fuck, I'm alone.
Solitude.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I am alone still. You know, like I have such a social job that I almost am so comfortable talking. I mean, I could talk to a fucking barn door, you know. And then I get home and I'm like, I find myself like, what the fuck? Like, okay, well, where's Weasley? You know, my dog.
Your
you
dog.
know? So it's Tuesday came around and that's when it really hit. So like the blanket, we'll call it, went on top of me on Monday night, and I woke up on Tuesday with just utter just misery pretty much set in. So get to work and just every fucking emotion in my body is like screaming out, you know, hey, you fucking suck at this, you suck at this, blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking about my grandma who has, you know, stage 2 cancer on her lungs right now, who's going to basically get a lungectomy on tomorrow, Monday. You know, so like all these things are setting in. I miss my family, blah, 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 blah. I'm single, so I have no one to talk to, you know, that type of thing. And it's just like, wow, what the fuck? Like, what is happening right now? You know, like, slow the fuck down. It just doesn't, there's no stopping that from ever seeping in, you know. So how do you get out of that? That's the question, I guess, you know.
Well, how'd you get into it first?
Yeah.
Was it the fact that
I missed group.
see, that's what happens. You
Seriously?
fucking miss
It
group.
sounds
No,
funny.
It sounds fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Sounds feeble, but it's gigantic.
And my mom called me out on it.
Oh,
My
nice.
mom called
Look
me
at
out.
that.
Mom, cheers. I know you're fucking watching. So, but she did. She goes, you didn't go to group, did you? And I go, nope. And she goes, what's going on? And that's when I just like the floodgates opened and I just was like word vomit. You know, I don't
Right.
even know what the fuck I said. But you know, it's that type of stuff that is a daily occurrence for us. You know, and that's what I think people don't really understand. And this is all on top of work stress. You know, this is all on top of me trying to put on a fucking hey happy face and
That's
say,
what I was going to ask
yeah,
you. If while you were at work feeling this, did you do that? Did
Yeah,
you put on the
yeah.
happy face
No,
and
and
just push through? And
exactly. You know, and that's what you got to do. And little did anybody else know that I'm going to every other employee fucking crying my eyes out, you know, going,
Right.
I'm fucking miserable right now, blah 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 blah.
But are you miserable because you're not a firefighter anymore, or is your misery coming from how the fuck did I end up in this position?
That's exactly where I'm
Right.
at. Yeah, no. So it's like I said, you know, I mean, in my original podcast, I've been homeless 3 times, you know, and it's just like I think about that so much, and I'm just like, most of my stress is financial stress, and it's like it's almost embarrassing in a way because I was so upkept and fucking neat and tidy,
Right.
and I had my shit together
Right.
at the age of 23, you know.
Yep.
And now, like, look at me, I'm a fucking like dustpan full of just lint,
Shit.
you know. I mean, literally, like.
It's like,
But that's how you feel sometimes.
Right.
It's crazy that.
but do you think that you would feel the same if you had an endless amount of money?
That's a great question, and I had that conversation with my mom too, and it was kind of like, no, there's no. I know that money is not happiness by any means, but some financial room, just to not be like at the water's edge,
Right.
just sucking for air.
Money can't buy you happiness.
Exactly.
But it can buy me a boat.
Exactly. yeah. No.
it can buy me a truck to pull it.
And that's the thing is like it's not even that I want those things, you know. I just want comfort, you know. I
Right.
just want to be able to work where I work, have fun, enjoy what I'm doing, and actually absorb the the great fucking position that I truly do have to do. You know, like I get to help people change their lives on a daily, you know, and that not a lot of people get to do that, you know, outside of being a first responder, you know. So yeah, that's
So
kind
how'd the
of
rest
cool
of your
thing.
week go?
The rest of the week went okay. As I realized I was in that funk, you know, we kind of do that. We realize when we fall into our lulls and stuff like that, and I recognized it, and I had a couple people make me recognize it as well, and I kind of just latched on to the people who would be there for me almost. You know, I just went out with a friend, got some lunch, you know, went out and worked out with a friend that I have here, you know, called my best friends back home, you know, that type of stuff, to really kind of realign my thoughts,
Right.
you know, because truly that's what it is it's our thoughts that are fucking with us, you know.
They're intrusive.
They're so fucking intrusive.
Yeah.
So do you feel like do you not have purpose at this job? That's not enough to get you by?
No, and yeah, and that's the sad part is, yes, I do have purpose at my job, and yes, that should get me by. And I'm thinking now that where I'm at thinking wise, and positivity wise, I do realize that, you know, like this will turn out to be something beneficial, and I know that in the long run. And so that's kind of where I'm at.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the rest of the week was relatively good then?
Yeah. I worked out, you know, 3 more times, so I got a total of 4 workouts in. Not crazy, you know, but it's enough, you know, like it's enough to take the stress away and be like, okay, I did my job this
It's
week.
like a reset.
Yeah.
So how much of that is financial burden and how much of that is PTSD?
That's a good question. I think the anxiety of me reminding myself over and over and over again, like, hey, you're broke, 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 when I'm really, like, I've turns out I'm not, you know, like, hey, I wasn't negative $600 like I thought I was going to be,
Right.
you know, that type of thing. That's what turns out to be is like, oh, I was worrying for absolutely no fucking reason at all, you
So
know.
I have a question kind
Yeah.
of on the heels of that. So looking back prior to PTSD,
Mhm.
right? If you were having financial stress, would it be at the level that it is now, or would
Never.
you have been able to handle it more efficiently then?
I think that's a great question. Yeah, and I wonder the same thing too. And honestly, I would have dealt with it a lot differently. You know, it's always the fucking like shit hit the fan moment with
Right.
PTSD versus like the other way. It's like, okay, this happened. Now how are we going to get through
Right.
this? You know.
Well, because we're problem solvers.
Exactly.
Right? You would roll up on a scene, there'd be a fire, you knew
Yeah.
what hose to use, what tools to
I'm
use.
already searching and thinking about how it fucking started.
Right.
You know, that type of thing.
Right. And here you are, not able to
do
function
it.
because you're thinking you're $600 in the negative,
Yep.
and you're beating yourself up. You never really get out of that hole.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's
Well, and the
it's
other
a
thing
circle
is-
of death.
Prior to PTSD, you had all these resources.
Yep.
And you had all the confidence. If I don't have it, I'll go make it.
Yep.
I'll go find it. And if this job doesn't work out, guess what? There's 30 other companies that'll hire me tomorrow.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to hire you now.
Yep. No, you're right.
And
So
that's a pack, man.
Yeah.
You saddle up with that sucker.
Yeah.
So do
And
you
it's
think like
hard.
that? In that, like, do you ever think, because I know as a first responder and police officer, I'd be like, fuck, if I need more money, I'll go work off duty.
Go
Yeah.
work off
I don't give a
Secondary.
fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you thought
There's
about,
1,000
hey,
things.
I'll just go get a
Right.
second job on the weekend?
So I work 7 days a week. I have I work I own my own business as well as personal training. So basically, it's personal training and nutrition, and I personal train apartment group classes on the weekend. So I do that on Saturday and Sunday. And then on Wednesdays, I do photography for apartments and stuff like that. So I'm constantly working,
Right.
and trying to find some way of making rent. And that's the unfortunate thing, is because I'm in such a beautiful place on this earth. I moved here for a reason, to enjoy this place,
Right.
and I don't get to because I have to constantly fucking worry about rent.
Were you a paramedic on the rig?
Yeah.
You never thought about going back to nursing school or anything like that?
So I've thought about it. I'm 2 years away from being a doctor of acupuncture. So I could do it.
Hey, you need I love acupuncture. You need to practice? You practice on me.
Yeah, no,
That shit is fucking phenomenal.
It's
I'll
amazing.
I'll just stab you.
It's not the same.
How do you know?
Yeah,
Have
it's
you been
not the
stabbed?
same. I've been cut, but yeah, it's not the same.
I'll cut you.
Yeah.
No. So that's definitely been in my mind. I actually talked to my mom about that too this weekend. I was like, hey, maybe I want to come home, do some schooling. But then like I think about it, and I'm like, am I ultimately gonna be happy doing more schooling, getting myself in more debt, and freaking out about that too?
Well, I think there's a means to an end at that point.
True.
Right? There's a school right down the street from here that does acupuncture.
Yeah.
And
SCNM.
I got to tell you, man, that shit is phenomenal
It's
for
amazing.
PTSD.
Yeah.
I said, yeah,
I don't like needles.
Ain't
No.
happening.
they're tiny, tiny.
I still don't like them.
Nah.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, I was like, yeah, I hear screams in my head. They're like, we're going to put needles in your toes. I'm like, did you not hear me? It's in my head,
in my
not my
head.
The
toes.
one time I tried that was just like my one time with trying sushi.
Oh, sushi's
Oh, some
amazing.
sushi's
I
good. I
tried-
don't like the
I tried
yuck
sushi.
stuff.
I went to.
Sashimi.
I was
Sashimi.
starving,
Sashimi.
and I went to Fry's, and there was a guy making sushi in there, and
You might as well just stop right there. You said fries.
I know. So I got this thing, and it was a California roll, and I said, okay, I'm starving.
The most
and-
generic fucking roll there is.
That's
Yeah.
the only kind I can
Oh.
do.
Yeah. So, and I said, oh, cool. It comes with some avocado. So I put the big ball of avocado on there. I just got in my truck, and I throw that thing in my mouth.
And it just kind of stuck.
No, it wasn't avocado. It was a big ball of wasabi.
Yep, that's
and it
wasabi.
flew to the back of my throat, and I instantly knew. And I had
that's
nothing to
awesome.
drink in my truck, man.
Ginger, bring the ginger.
Oh man,
Oh my god.
I didn't know what to do. That was my first and last
Help
piece
me.
of.
Yeah. So next week is Sushi Sunday.
And until you took me to sushi, that was
What did
my
I tell
only-
you?
That was my only
Fucking
sushi
great
experience,
sushi.
man.
Well, so
Sorry to get off.
No, that's awesome.
So you made it through the week.
I did.
Did you use meds?
No. Well, I mean, I smoked.
Nah, that's flour. It's natural.
Yeah.
I'm talking about dangerous drugs, the shit they manufacture.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit.
Yeah. So you had a little flour in you?
Yeah, no,
You got
obviously. I mean, well, and here's the thing. So, CBD gummies are what I utilize during the week.
CBD, I use that.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. So it has to have some form of THC in it to be activated and to actually work. So the gummies that I have are, I think it's
0.3?
20 milligrams CBD, and it's I think like 1 or 2 milligrams of THC. So I take those. That lasts me about 10 hours. So
Right on.
I get home after a workout, and I'll pop another one because it actually helps with anti-inflammatory and muscle recovery.
Do you gotta have a medical
For all
marijuana
you out
card?
there. I
For
do,
those?
yes.
You
do
have to have it for those.
Yeah,
right?
you
so
have to.
what is your recommendation, Tony, for the guys and gals out there that are struggling
Yeah,
in the shadows and to get out of that, to pull themselves out of that?
definitely.
Because you got to get up. That started Monday,
Yeah.
and you had to get up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way. How did you
Yeah.
get yourself up and out of that?
So I rely on okay, so it's a little bit spiritual, I guess. For every shitty day that I have, I then look the next day at every single good thing that happens. And it's amazing once you actually focus on that. It's weird that I don't just normally do it every fucking day because I should, you know.
Right.
But once it's like a habit, once I get in that way, I'm like, okay, now start to look at the positives. And so every fucking thing that I look at, it just turns into a positive.
Way more positives than negatives.
Yeah, really. For instance, like I said, I was the financial trouble. Oh, I go to the mailbox, my grandma sends me money, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is an amazing sign. Like, every time that I'm struggling, there's something that, provides.
Synchronicity.
So yeah, it's one of those things. Like, that's a great habit to get into, is just to wake up and say, I'm gonna look at the positives today, or wake up and just be like, I'm gonna take 5 minutes of mindfulness, just to help calm your mind
Right.
from all those negative, intrusive thoughts.
So, what about you there, Mark? Because I know your
I was writing
weeks. and
notes because
I see you taking notes over there.
He's like, man, he's got his thoughts all
His-
laid out
yeah,
in an
his whole
organized
fucking
manner.
page is just full of notes. His fucking week
So
is
I gotta
fucked.
write. I gotta write while he's over
Don't
there
worry,
doing
I
this
didn't take
shit.
notes, so mine
Oh,
will be all
hold
over
your
the
notes
place.
up there. Look at this thing. Jesus, this guy's writing shit
But I
everywhere.
wrote that while he's doing it.
he wrote a book, so I mean that makes sense.
That was on accident, by the way.
Yeah, that was a compilation of medical notes that I was turning in to my doctor.
It was a drunken
This
stupor.
happened. And then this happened. So yeah, so as you were going through your week, I was just kind of amazed at the parallel between your week and my week, and I wonder if you guys are feeling the same. If anything that he said resonated and replicated what you guys had in your week. But so when I start my Monday out, my Mondays usually start out great, and I think that's because on Sunday
We're here.
yeah, we're here.
That's probably it.
So we
No,
have
you're
we have
right.
we have an outlet here.
Yeah,
we have an
it
outlet
is.
here.
Exactly.
We have the camaraderie here, which is almost this is like a mini group for us.
Yep.
So we got our brother and sisters here, and we're all knocking it up and just basically sharing our souls with each other. And then I come home from this, and I'm semi well rested on Sunday, because I can grab a 30-minute nap somewhere, and which I never usually have an opportunity to do. So when I go into Monday, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah,
This
you got
Monday,
it. Yeah.
you ain't got a chance. And,
That
and I've got a list.
steamroller.
Yeah.
I said, all these things I'm gonna do on Monday, and
Yeah.
I get through maybe 4 of them, and then it just falls completely apart, and I'm like, and then I quickly realize you don't have any of what you used to have. You don't have the endurance, you don't have the strength, you don't have the mental
Fortitude.
and you don't have the logic sequence of what's next. Hey, well, this is going on. Why don't you do this?
Yeah.
Instead, I say, hey, this is going on. So what about this? Oh, no, you know what? This reminds me of a police call I went on, and this SOB was doing this. And you know what I should have done? I should have went off. I should have taken that guy. He should have went to jail. And then I'm like
Just
6 miles down this tangent.
Yep.
Right.
And I look back, and I was like,
What the fuck am I thinking?
and I'm half exhausted. I'm worked up. I'm sweaty. I'm like, and I'm full of, I'm just livid. And then I get mad at myself for going down that rabbit hole. And I was like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Come back. Get back on track. Well, now I've lost hours.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. And at the end of my Monday, I was like, what a bunch of crap. So I didn't get half the
Your
stuff
Monday
done.
shit now.
Yeah. So then I head into Monday night / really, it's Tuesday, because that's when I wake up at about 1:15 Tuesday morning with anxiety to hear, or a nightmare scene breaking out on me. So I head into Tuesday just wrung out from the failure of Monday, the anxiety of trying to get any amount of quality sleep Monday morning or Tuesday morning, to head into Tuesday. And I go into Tuesday like I'm just wrung out with the flu. I just feel like, man,
Your body's heavy, huh?
I don't have
That
the
blanket.
energy. So then I start going to some of my favorite go-tos. White Monster energy drinks and coffee.
That's good for your heart.
And you
Together?
know what else? Yeah. And
We call that an 8-ball.
it's a legal 8 ball.
It's a legal 8-ball.
So, and that depletes whatever remaining energy / nutrient stores I have. So you better back that shooter with a couple of Reese's peanut butter cups and some Mounds candy bars quickly, because Mounds is health food because it's got coconut in it.
Yeah.
And Reese's is all peanut butter.
It's
so.
peanut butter. Peanut butter is good for
I
you.
say you got coconut and peanut
That's how
butter.
I
I mean, that's
justify
my
it.
nutrition plan. This guy's got nothing on
On
me.
ours, yeah,
Nothing
no.
on me. So
No comment.
yeah, so then Tuesday is an epic fail because I don't have any endurance, I don't have any strength, and my mind's racing, and then I'm spinning out on things. I come home Tuesday is my depression day. Boom. Tuesday evening, come home, the single thing that you're talking about, and I'm just looking for my dog, and she's just like, I know you sorry fool, get over here.
Yeah.
I'm not
true.
kidding you, that dog has
It's
saved my
so-
life.
You need love.
Many
fucking
times she's
true.
like looking at you and she's like, I know what you need, get over here.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank God. I mean,
Six does the same, shakes her ass all the way to
yeah,
me.
she's
Yeah.
like, I see you.
It's
You're
like that
broken.
little
You're
tail,
broken. You're
like,
back from therapy. And so I mean, her and I, have communion there, and but yeah. So Tuesday night and going into Wednesday, it's a lot of depression, and because I'm reflecting on, man, I had all these great plans on Monday, I didn't get to even till noon, and they fell completely apart on me. Today was a complete waste. I shouldn't even went. Made an effort today. I should have tried to recover or recuperate.
Right.
And then my anxiety and my depression, it spins out onto they'll go off on their tangents too.
Mhm, yeah.
It's like, man, you know, I should be spending quality time with things that really matter. Like, I'm not gonna always have my brothers and sisters around.
Yep.
And, you know, my great friends and all this stuff. And I'm like, I've told my dog so many times. She's like, I should have taken you for more walks. She's not even dead yet. But I'm marrying her on Wednesday, every Wednesday. I'm so sorry I wasn't a better owner for you.
I'm such a bad master.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. And then by Thursday, I just like, I'm hoisting white flag on Thursday.
You're giving up?
Screw it. And I was like, when is Friday? Because a lot of people go to happy hour. I'll meet somebody at 1. and that's my week.
So what if you not put so much on your list for Monday?
I'm trying that this week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Because I feel like maybe it's just because of our, previous professions and stuff that we just feel like, in our jobs, right? You have all these checklists for every call. You show up, you prepare before you get there, you deal with it. There's all these checklists that you go through in them. Afterwards, you're done. You clear, you write your reports, whatever it is you have to do. Sometimes I feel like we just have such high expectations of ourselves that we just don't give ourselves a break to just be normal humans, right?
Yeah. Some of that comes to, again, I was paralleling a lot of stuff that Tony was saying, because it's like, there's a financial reality to the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much money has to come into your account because so much is going to come out. And with that drive going, you go through a weekend where you semi-recover from a week like that, and then you get your energy stores back up, and you start, Manny likes to say, yeah, you're getting cute, you're getting cocky. I don't really think that. I just like, man, I just want half an ounce of confidence. And so when I get that half an ounce, I'm like, you know what? I am the king of the world, really. King Kong doesn't have anything
you're getting
on
cocky.
King ding-a-ling.
Yeah. And it's like, and so I'm just like, you know what? I can make a dent in this. I can do some of this. I can do some of this. I can do some of this. And, honestly, I don't go out with a list of, 45,000 things I'm going to do. I've considered already a modest situation.
But even if you just check one thing off the list, make it your week list, not your Monday list.
Yeah.
Do you know this motherfucker? Like, he's got to do like 20 shits in one day. He's like putting up drywall. I got the roof too. We're going to go change the toilet.
And I was the same way. Like, I was go, and I'm like the queen of lists. I have a list for a list. Like,
yeah, I survive by them.
Yeah, I do too. But I feel like I got to a point where, like, it was this, I would feel the same way. I had this list of everything I needed to do, and when I didn't finish my list, I just felt like totally worthless.
Incompetent.
Like, yeah, completely. And it would get me to that.
To carry that item over to the next day's list was just
right.
so
and so now I
crushing.
will write a new list every day, and whatever I didn't finish that on that day, it just goes on the next day's list. So that way I don't feel like the failure of Monday with my Monday list, right? Like, now it's just a new list on Tuesday, and I just brought over what I didn't and left off
Good
work.
strategy. I'm gonna try it.
I don't use lists. My list would be like double down every fucking day.
Yeah,
usually, so by Friday, by Thursday
exist.
after that catastrophe, by Friday I'm just looking for alcohol at that point, and or an escape. Like this week I went to the movie. I went and saw. This is not a good movie for PTSD people, by the way.
I already know what's coming.
Joker. And it's not, because I'm a huge Batman fan, and I just thought, oh, cool, I'm going to love anything about Batman. Batman wasn't even in the movie. It was all about how Joker became a psychopath, and his mental illness, and his depression. I actually wrote down one of the things that were in the movie. So he was keeping a journal. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. But one of the elements of the movie was he was keeping a journal / some of his jokes he was writing down. And one of the things that I read in the journal that you could clearly see was he wrote this in there is, and this is an exact quote, but pretty close. It says, "The hardest thing about having a mental illness is that everybody wants you to pretend that you don't."
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna make me cry.
Woo!
Knock
Man,
that shit off.
I mean, it was rough. That
mind
shook me. I
blown.
was in that movie theater, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's so true, man. That's so true. I'm with you, Joker.
Mark's gonna paint his face next weekend.
Yeah,
He'll be all,
I'm coming in. I'm coming in.
So
Shit.
before, go ahead.
So I still have one for you. So I know you're very spiritual also.
Yeah.
Do you use any like, do you ever turn back to your faith? And,
always.
And to try
Yeah.
to help you out of those moments?
And that's probably why I come out of Sunday on such a high, because I'll either go to church or I'm spending a lot of time reading my Bible or meditating in prayer. And like what you had said, you said, I don't know why I don't do it more often.
Right.
That's so true. And I don't know that it's not that I'm out of the habit of it. It's that I have a really, really, really hard time keeping any semblance of a schedule and a routine. Man, if I could have a routine, I'd cut my right arm off if that's what the cost was.
See, and that's why we're
so
single.
important to me.
That's why we're single. It's seriously, because that's the exact same thing. Like I have trouble with too. Is like I can't be somewhere like when someone's counting. Like, you know what I mean? Being
okay,
around that. You know what I mean?
And it's hard, but when I do, I mean, like I have these go-to verses. It's like, let love and faithfulness never leave you. Write them on the tablet of your heart, bind them around your neck, and you'll gain a good name in the sight of God and man. And I recite things like that to myself over and over and over and over. And when I do, it reassures me and it builds me up, and I feel like I have some shoring up around me, so I won't just fade off at the first tip of a wind or something.
And does it kind of help, like, to take away some of that burden that you
It
put on
absolutely
yourself?
does. I do that, and then I do like yoga type breathing and stuff like that. That Manny and other folks have taught me through their faiths and stuff. And
So what we'll do is, before we move on to Veronica, I got a confidence builder for you, and you know what's coming.
Oh God.
Every one of these motherfuckers in here have seen that picture. One of our followers.
that's sad, dude.
Since-
Why would you?
It
Why do
looks
you want to
like
do that to me?
One of them, yeah.
No.
One of our followers is like, "Hey, Manny, every time I see this feed pop up in my thing, I think of Mark. So I'm gonna post it like right here between Mark, and it'll be a side by side. Me personally, yeah. Me personally, Jed, I don't appreciate you sending me shit to make Mark's head bigger.
No, I'm not. I'm
Right?
not impressed by that.
But I'm gonna put the picture up. I text everybody in this group, and Tony sends me back. He's like, Jesus, that's all he needs is that for his head. And you know the fucked up part is, Mark, this one over here, right? She's like, yeah, I think it kind of does look like him.
does look like him.
that's
I would agree
don't
with
fucking
that.
say that out loud.
to you, pal.
I thought it looked like
I
it.
think
No.
it does kind of look like it.
Yeah, this motherfucker, he's in the gym. I was like, God damn, of all people, Mark's got to have this hunky, gray-haired guy.
Ripped.
Ripped.
I mean, fucking sit.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm not shredded out like
Hey,
that guy.
Hey, props if you are.
I got to tell you,
but I'm going back there.
I'm
I'll tell you that
gonna,
much.
I'm gonna print it out, and that
I'm
should be
going
your
back there.
motivation for Mondays.
Okay.
It's Motivational Monday. All right, so Veronica, what about you? I know that you just got back from your little fucking Magnolia trip or whatever it was you were doing,
Yes,
but you have the red eye today,
I know.
which tells me that last week something fucked you up.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's just the accumulation of everything. Finally, like, because I've been go, like real estate with the design stuff. Like, I feel like I never stop. You know, I mean, like, we got home Wednesday, and today I went grocery shopping. Like, I don't even know what my kid's been eating all week because
Cat litter.
yeah, just, you know, I just
The
haven't
rat
had a
in the
chance.
Wasn't he
corner.
with you the whole fucking time?
Yeah, but I mean,
I
since
think
we
so.
got home.
Oh, since
we got
Wednesday to
home,
Sunday?
Yeah, because I mean, it cleared out the groceries, you know, the fridge and stuff before we left, so it wouldn't just sit there and go bad. And then I got home Wednesday, and I immediately started working again. And even while I was on the trip, like, I was working nonstop, like
Fuck
up all night,
that.
like. And you know, I don't know if I do it if it's just my runaway thing, right? Like, it keeps me busy so that I'm not
You don't have to
I
face
don't
the
have
demons.
to think about anything, right? I just think about drawing, or I think about showing my clients' houses, or, you know, whatever it is I'm doing. And so, I think, was it yesterday that I sent the message about my eye? I think so.
Yeah, I think it was
So-
yesterday.
Oh yeah, so yesterday I was going all day, like, up. I had an appointment first thing, and then I was showing houses for hours in the afternoon, and I'm really bad about eating. Like, I never do a breakfast. I don't eat till the, you know, early afternoon maybe. But yesterday I didn't have any water, like, so I could feel my headaches coming back, like it, and it
Here it
wasn't even
goes.
like a slow gradual. It just was like boom, and like my eye just blew up, like it was stupid. But So for me, like I think it's just the accumulation of not taking enough time off. Like I feel like I just want to keep going, and part of that is just like the better I get at things or the better business gets, like I just am like, oh, I got to keep going. It's going great. Like just keep pushing.
You're getting a euphoria of that.
Nah, she's
Yeah.
outrunning it. She's
Yeah.
outrunning it.
Yeah.
She's
Well, I
outrunning
mean-
the demons right now.
Well, that and the fact that, I mean, she is being successful, so there's a reward in that. There's a mental reward in that. There's an emotional reward in that.
It's that
and
endorphin,
the endorphin release.
Yep.
Yeah, release the endorphins.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the problem is now she's angry. Now
I
she's
know.
upset and got a headache and got fucking red eye,
Mm-hmm.
and she outran it for the week.
Yeah.
Who paid the price? Yeah.
Me.
That's
See?
the stress dump.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you beat your husband up.
No.
Again.
He's
Poor
a
guy.
battered husband.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He's
So-
he's
so
no!
You, let's see, so you were down there last Sunday.
I was.
So how was your trip? Was it peaceful? What did you find yourself nonstop working, trying to what
So we got there on, when did I get there? Friday morning. And I drove the second half. So we left, when did we leave? Thursday night, I think. And then I slept for a few hours. And then I got screwed in it because there's a time change, right? So he thought he was driving a lot longer. I picked up those extra couple hours.
Oh.
But it was good. Some good music and just
Sly.
peace, right? Like it was just peaceful for me. And I really enjoy those moments, the sun rising and all of that. So we got there that afternoon, cleaned up and went out to dinner, and then went to the bridges and stuff. And then the next day spent the day doing the Magnolia stuff, which, was probably the only thing I've done for me in a long time. Like my son was like, can we leave? Like, I don't even, you can watch them on TV. Like he was bored out of his mind. And
stop fucking with mom's vacation.
I know, and I literally
no.
told him, I was like, dude, look, mom does nothing for herself. I take you everywhere. I do everything for you. This is the one thing mom's done for herself. Like
stand-up.
you're gonna just put a smile on your face and have some fucking
Shut
fun
it.
there. Like I was
Touche.
like,
Make some fucking memories.
yeah, I was like,
Way to stand up for
Yeah,
yourself.
good for you.
should.
because
That
normally
is
I
good.
just take care of everybody else and I don't ever make time for me. So I was like,
Yeah.
no, mom's been wanting to do this for years. Like we are here and we're gonna have fun. Like that's just it.
The
So-
Griswold way.
Yes.
but then I worked all night. I was up
While you
out-
were out there?
Yeah, because
Oh
I
my
have
God.
some really big projects that I've been working on, and it would happen, right? That as soon as I'm gone, and that's how a lot of small businesses happen, right?
Yeah.
Like soon as you take a vacation,
Mhm.
everybody's ready to buy,
Yep.
everyone's ready to close deals,
And you can't pass on
right.
that.
And so
Yeah.
I was just up forever doing that, and then still trying to like have vacation time during the day and stuff. So it was kind of a good thing to get.
How
home.
long were your days while you were on vacation?
I was the first one up, so probably up around 6,
Yeah.
and I probably didn't go to bed till 2, 3 in the
Oh,
morning.
fuck
See what I'm saying?
That's
You
not
got a 4-hour
vacation.
downtime, man.
That's not a vacation at all.
And this lady was just trying to counsel me.
Yeah.
Downtime.
Yeah. So
Do as I say,
Why don't
not
you
as I
make your
do.
list a little smaller?
right.
Why don't you not put so
Look,
much
I'm
stuff
really good
on
at
your
preaching
list?
what the right thing is.
Well,
to
we all
do.
know what we should do, and to
Yes.
implement it is very difficult.
Yes.
So.
So I didn't ask Mark, but I'll ask both of you now. For those listening at home that are struggling, Mark, I'll start with you. What would you recommend for someone who is waking up the same way you are, getting through the week?
Before you leave your bed, go into deep breathing exercises. That would be the first thing I would say. And if you're a spiritual person, get your prayer on, starting right
Mhm.
there. If you've got a faith, pray out to God. And if you don't, just that breathing. Man, if you're a cop, you know what breathing is.
Tactical
to
breathing.
your shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Without it,
Yeah.
you're
You can
sending it
actually
all
hear it.
down
It's
range.
happening if you're not doing
It's
it
all
right.
going down range. It ain't hitting that target. But you take one breath in, let it halfway out, and press that trigger, and you're going to be on paper every time. That's
What
the
ab-
only thing that will calm you, reduce all that anxiety, and goes chemically into this chemical battle that's inside of you, is to get into that breathing system.
Yeah. You got to catch your breath.
Mhm.
Veronica, what about you? You just got off a vacation while you worked 20 hours. What would you say to somebody who's
Vacation.
struggling? Yeah.
So one thing I don't really talk about a whole lot is my own spiritual belief and things like that. But I use that a lot, and that was the first thing to go when this happened to me. Like when my career blew up, like when I was in the worst, the first thing I let go was God. Like I really was like, nope, a real God would never let this happen, right? And it wasn't until a couple years after that I met a really great group of females who were running a networking group, and I did it for business, but I also did it because I needed to start stepping out again and not just keep myself in that hole. And through them, I kind of found myself going back to church and just putting my faith back where I needed to, and that really, I think, helped to get me going back in the right direction. And so that's something I do a lot when I'm struggling, when I'm tired, when I feel like, because I had that moment this week where I was just like, oh my God, just so overwhelmed, and was like, you know what, I just quit. Like, I'm done with real estate. I'm done with this. It's just easier to just not have
Bartender!
to deal with it. Right.
It's so true. It's like,
yeah, I
fuck
was
this.
like, I was like, there's never a payoff. It's always a struggle. Like, it's always so hard.
Yep.
And it was like you mentioned earlier, like a small problem is never small when you have this. Like it quickly magnified. And so that's where I was, and I was like, done. Like I can't do this. I'm so tired of this. And then, but as it's happening and as those thoughts are happening, like I'm trying to center myself, because I know that it is those intrusive thoughts, right? Like I know it's just amplified for the moment, and I just had to like talk myself down from there and remember that, like, hey, you're putting in a lot of work. It's going to pay off. Like, you just have to stay the course and not quit. And so, and then obviously I went back to church this morning. We missed it last week. And
the Cardinals won.
And the Cardinals won.
She went to church and the Cardinals won.
Yeah. The heavens really
They opened up there.
Everything lined up.
Everything was
Only-
perfect.
Only God could
Yeah.
make the Cardinals win. If you don't believe in God, ladies and gentlemen,
He's
the
like,
Cardinals won.
I'll sprinkle a
Come
little.
on.
Yeah.
Well, and then on the heels of that, so while I was there today at church, and I was thinking, like, what can I do to, like, what else can I do, right, to help our officers and to kind of like bridge any gaps where I'm missing to bring help to officers and things like that. And so I was like thinking about church stuff, and I was there, and I'm like, I don't think we have any groups in our church that are specific for law enforcement or anything like that. So I actually sent our pastor a message today, and I was like, hey, do we have anything like this? And if not, what are your ideas on it? And I kind of went into like what we do with Pistol and officers suffering with PTSD and acute stress, and how, we're just a different breed. So where they may want to, start having some faith and belief, like they may be hesitant because, we're so cynical towards people and in certain environments. So I asked him, like, hey, is there something like this? If there isn't, like, is there a way that we can bring something like this here? And I'm totally up for helping, like, start something like this. And so I just kind of sat there for hours, like, I don't know what he's going to say, what he's going to think. And he came back and he was like, that is an awesome idea. We really need to implement this. Like, I'm going to start the wheels rolling on that. And I was like,
I think she's finding more shit to do to outrun her shit.
I think she's going to be leading that Bible study.
And the stress just
It just kept going up. She's running
And
away from it.
I'll just put that on my Sunday also.
Hey,
well, I did tell him I can't do Wednesdays or Sundays because I already have commitments on those
Veronica's
days.
going to be in a nun outfit. That's hot.
No, right.
I'm going to church.
peace be with
Big
you.
ol'-
And also with you.
She's picking up a new habit.
Yeah. Habit. That's awesome. Okay, so we'll wrap up with me. So I'm all over the fucking place, man. Look, we can have a great podcast, and I think great everything, right? I have night terrors, and sometimes they're better than other days. Sometimes I wake up on Monday and I am fucking awesome, right? Like I can do everything. Other times I will send stuff to you guys that says, today I'm going to give my sum because that's all I got. And I wake up, I'm flipping off Monday, right?
Fucking Monday.
Yeah, because and I just keep thinking, I'm like, why are Mondays even relevant? No one should work on Mondays. And some days, now I'm off my medication. When I had my medication, and I used to get in trouble from the psychiatrist and my treating physician, because I'm like, when I took my trazodone to go to sleep with my whiskey, I would tell them I die from 10 to 7. And then I'd wake up. And they didn't like that.
Yeah, no, I don't
You're
think that's a
like,
good
I
idea.
They didn't like
I
that.
go belly up for 8 hours.
But that's essentially what would happen is I'm like, I think I died from 10 to 7.
Because you have no recollection.
I have no
of it.
recollection whatsoever.
I remember those drug days.
And let me tell you, when
it's
you've
almost
got
scary.
yeah, when you got PTSD and you like for me, when you hear screams, you want that shit off.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking at like suicide,
Yeah.
you don't care, you want it off. That was the concoction that I would create. And just like Mark wakes up to the bangs and everything like that, I sometimes in the middle of the night will wake up to the screams because I'm not filtering them out with sound. So I have to sleep with the TV on. So
Me
when I
too.
wake up,
Me too.
Me
the
too.
TV has to
Do
be
you really?
on.
Yeah. Do you
So-
sleep with the TV too?
I have
Yeah.
a fan. I have a fan or something.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
And so
is-
I have to send a shout out to Leah Remini on Kings and Queens because
King,
that's
King
where I
of
fall
Queens,
asleep
man.
to.
I love
Yeah.
King of Queens.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
No
they're-
thought has to go into
Nope.
that. You don't have to follow the story.
Yeah, Doug Heffernan is
Yeah.
my hero.
I know. I love him, man.
And I have a huge crush on Carrie Spooner.
See, mine's Planet Earth.
What the fuck is that?
Planet Earth, man. It's the best fucking shit
Oh,
you
it's a
can
science
ever fall
thing,
asleep
yeah, I
to.
can-
Oh,
I
the
used
best.
to. Yeah, I've done that, and I watched like every infomercial there is.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So-
I bought the
can't, 'cause
litter
I bought
giant.
everything.
I did too.
Yes.
I bought 172 knives from the knife
You're
show.
that fucker.
I
aren't
bought
you?
This guy, yeah.
I bought the little giant ladder. I bought this 2 cop cams. You know, 'cause-
Bring him in so we
wait,
can film with
Yeah,
it.
wait.
One wasn't
Now how
enough.
much would you pay?
Yeah.
But wait, if you order
But
now,
wait,
you get a second.
You
Yeah.
get 12 for free.
I've got so much junk like that. It's incredible.
So I
That's
need
awesome.
that to keep me from waking up with terrors and reaching for my gun or thinking somebody's going to kill me.
yeah, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, I gotta get out of my
instantly,
mind.
And if I have some sort of media that
Yeah.
I can get lost in,
Mhm.
it helps me. Quickly.
And so hearing that, I'm thinking I'm living with the fucking, with the Heffernans and Arthur Spooner's the funniest motherfucker I ever met in my life. So Mondays, it's hit or miss, bro. Like I could wake up Monday and I'm good, or I wake up and it's not a good day. If it's a good day, it will quickly be ruined by some stupid fucking person somewhere in this world.
Mhm.
Okay, and it doesn't matter what day it is. I will tell you guys right now, there's triggers. We all have triggers, right?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
So one of my triggers is like, my wife will say, can you grab me an iced tea at QT? And as a police officer, I'm not sure about Tony the firefighter, but we love QTs. And I spent a lot of time there, wrote a lot of reports there. And, I go in there and I have fucking issues with people that go up there and fill their cup, right, all the way to the top. And then when they're done, they don't move and they
Drink it.
and then they fill it again. I'm like, get the fuck out of the
No.
way.
There's all kinds of
Right?
things like that.
And I lose my shit, man. It'll set me off. Like I have a good day. As soon as that happens, it's all over. Right? So if Monday's good, Tuesday will probably be just as good because I got inertia going. I got momentum, right? And I'm good, right? But all it takes is just one fuck up, to just a pebble. You ever been pushing a grocery cart
and you hit a
and
little
you hit a
tiny
little
rock.
fucking rock? Yeah. That's all it takes,
It's
man.
like you hit a wall.
Right. That's all it takes. And so if it's good, it's going to stay that way. And usually I can go right over those little bumps. But a lot of times what happens is then I get triggered by something else. Just like everyone else I make fun of, I get cute sometimes. Things are good, and I'm like, yeah, you know what we should do? We should go to fucking Walmart. Because that sounds fun. And it's
'Cause
holiday
there's nothing
season.
Gonna send me in a hole.
Nothing is going to
anymore.
fuck me up at Walmart. And so I'll do something like that. And because of this whole stupid fucking Tuesdays with Tony shit, I can't drink during the week, and I try not to. But all this stuff,
Good plug.
something that happened today at the end of my week was woke up and it's cooler weather right now, right? So last night I'm sitting outside. I'm enjoying a stick, smoking a cigar. I got 1792 whiskey. It's fucking great. Just enjoying life. Go to bed. Everything's good. Get up in the morning, and my wife and son are like, hey, can you run down to McDonald's and just grab us some food? And because of the whole fucking diet thing, I can't get that, right? So, but what I can get is I can get McDonald's sausage.
Wait, your wife isn't fucking doing it?
No.
What the fuck?
I don't know. So what I can get is I can get McDonald's sausage. And if for those of you that never had it, it's the best fucking sausage in the world. So I go there.
I guess I'll accept that.
Yeah.
As sausage.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing at McDonald's is the best of anything. I'm not even a fan of their fries anymore.
It's like, so McDonald's sausage is like Jack in the Box tacos. Right?
Okay.
All right.
You know
So-
that's llama meat, right?
When you're
Who cares?
coming home from
It's
the club at
delicious.
3 in the morning.
Or you're
Yeah.
high. Yeah, who cares?
It's
But
the only time Jack in the Box sounds appealing to me.
It's
oh,
the
all the time.
best.
Yeah, at Jack in the Box tacos you can get anytime. So this morning I wake up. So last night was a good night. No triggers. Everything's good. I think I text Veronica because she said headache and red eye, and I was like, oh shit, people are gonna die. But I'm enjoying the evening, night and cool weather. Go to bed. Everything's good. And I wake up this morning. I run down to McDonald's, and I tell the lady, I need hot cakes with sausage, an egg McMuffin, and 3 sides of bacon. I mean sausage, right? So she repeats it back.
She don't know how to ring that up.
No, she has no idea. So she
like,
repeats it back,
What?
and I look on the screen, and I said 3
Hot
sides of sausage, and she says, right, this is what I hear. No, that's totally correct, sir. I got it. You see it on the menu. It comes with the hotcakes. And I'm looking at the hotcakes. Now, mind you, my night previous was good. I woke up and I'm happy, but now I got to deal with this 16-year-old millennial that doesn't understand that I want 4 slices of sausage.
Right.
Right?
Listen, motherfucker.
Yeah. So she says to me, does everything look correct on your screen? And I said, no. I see 3 sides of sausage. No, man, sir, that's on the, I see it on the screen here. It comes with the hotcakes. I'm like, I know that. But I want an extra one, right?
3 more.
Yeah. And she was like, no, I got it. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So I get up there and I give her my card. I go to the next window. And let me tell you, McDonald's, fuck you guys. Because you guys doing the whole fucking 2-car thing
yes, the
fucks
worst.
everything up.
Yeah.
Half the time they don't get it right. But anyways, that's the side note. Do you see how my mind goes off?
Oh, yeah, we're on that tangent.
I don't think McDonald's is watching, but McDonald's, fuck you.
Yeah. My mind gets on a fucking tangent. This is PTSD mind. So I get up there, I pay, and I can't yell at the person I pay at because I have to go to the second window to get the wrong fucking order.
Yeah, because you can't even check how
I
messed
can't
up she
check
made
it,
it.
yeah.
And that's the one that took your order, and you're like, I'm gonna put it in reverse. I'm
It's
gonna come
like
back.
you're,
and see you.
you're the no blamer, aren't you?
Exactly. And then, I can't back up because the guy behind me
Oh,
is
yeah,
pissed off
he's
that
done.
he's out of order.
Yep.
So I get my thing. I don't look at it,
Ooh,
and I'm
bad
like, I'm
idea,
just
bad
driving.
Everyone,
I'm just driving.
even
everyone
drive through
behind
without
you,
looking.
everyone behind you is saying, "What the hell did this guy order? We hate this guy.
Yeah.
Just get out of here."
And I'm like, I don't want to tie it up, but I don't want to check either because if I check, that means I have to go back into the store.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then a
And
lid
then
is
shit's
getting blown off.
Then people are gonna get scolded.
Yeah.
So I just drive home. I put the shit on the counter, and I tell my wife.
He walks away from the
Yeah.
bag.
I tell my wife, just so you know, it's wrong. I didn't look, but I can tell you it's wrong.
It's funny.
And we open it up, and sure as fuck, it's wrong,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, one job. One job.
You had one.
One
fucking
job. I just wanted one extra sausage in there, and you fucked it up. So that set the tone for my entire Sunday. Fucked everything to shit.
Yeah.
And again, this is the PTSD mind because I don't know if you guys are listening out there, if that shit bothers you. But for me,
That
like,
shit don't go away.
that doesn't go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
because then it capitalizes and like, when does that person get off? Because
Right.
Yeah, and
But
I
it
mean,
just
I'm
sets the
serious.
tone for everything else. So everything else that might not have bothered you so much now is always
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
gonna
now I'm
bother
second
you,
guessing
like,
everything. Maybe
Yeah.
I like, you know what? Maybe I can't have caffeine in my life.
Yeah.
Well, and
You know
that's,
what?
that's the
Maybe I can't.
negativity that like seeps in. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck else could go wrong, motherfucker?
Yeah, and then it goes
Yeah,
wrong.
and then it happens.
Yeah.
It's like a
And-
fucking snowball.
And
Yeah.
I understand there's some people that maybe have been that way their whole life, but we weren't.
yeah, right.
We
Yeah.
were
right.
not. We're like,
Didn't
"Hey,
happen.
You know what? Hey,
That
it's
wasn't
not
a
the end of the
normal.
world.
Yeah, that was
wasn't
not
a
the
the end of the
normal
world.
thing.
There's
Yeah.
bigger things in the world than missing 2 sausages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
Not
today I was angry.
Oh yeah.
Right? I already have to have shit black coffee. Now missing one fucking sausage.
Did
patty.
you
Have
get
you got
better
some good coffee? Did you
Not
get
yet.
it?
We'll talk
Well,
about
what's
that
wrong
on the
with
next
you?
one.
We'll talk about that. I guess.
All right. So, Veronica, I'm glad you're back. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I'm glad your
Same
Cardinals.
clothes.
Yeah, same clothes.
Same clothes.
I'm glad the Cardinals
Yes,
won.
Me too.
And to everyone out there, make sure, again, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when this godforsaken podcast comes up. And for the officers out there struggling in silence, and for everyone here, to us and those like us,
Can't reach. My new chair is not allowing me to reach.
the Princess Charles.
Queen of Thrones.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Love and peace.